In those days, a decree went out from Emperor Augustus that all the world should be registered. All went to their own towns to be registered.
Welcome, travelers. Have you heard about the star? People are saying that it heralds the birth of a new king. My name is Tamara, and I'm going to be your guide this evening as we journey to find out more about this star. Have you heard about the census? Emperor Augustus is ordering everyone to travel back to their hometowns so that they can register. So our first stop on our journey tonight is with the tax collector in Nazareth. Okay.
Guards, seize them. Move them out. Let that be a lesson to all of you. Do not cheat Caesar. What house?
House of David.
House of David. House of David doesn't register here. House of David registers in Bethlehem.
But my wife, she is with child.
Did you hear me? Who told you that? House of David registers in Bethlehem. Move on. Step up. How many sheep? How many goats? How many oxen?
Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David called Bethlehem, because he was descended from the house and the family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who he was expecting a child.
I feel so sorry for Mary. She's great with child. They have a long journey before they reach Bethlehem. We are going to go through the marketplace where we're going to meet merchants from all over the world, and they're going to be selling beautiful silks, precious stones, brass pots, woven baskets, spices, and herbs. We may find some provisions for our journey. Let's see what these merchants can tell us about the star. We asked them, and do you know what they said? That 3 wealthy strangers had just come through the marketplace, and they too were asking about the star. They planned to go to the palace of Herod the Great to ask him what he knew about the star. So, let's see if we can get into the palace of Herod the Great.
We are most curious to know why we are honored by a visit from such distinguished gentlemen as yourselves, who clearly have traveled so far.
We are astrologers from Persia. We have seen a star in the east that may foretell a birth of a king.
This star is very close. Do you know anything about it?
A king? A new king, you say? How dare you come into my court and speak such treason? Now, about this star, what kind of star was it exactly? Was it a particularly large star, an especially bright star? Priest, what can you tell us about this star?
Your most brilliant majesty, we can tell you of the star and this new king after consulting the writings of the prophets. We shall have an answer for you in a moment.
Tell me, exactly where and when did you say you first saw this star?
Well, last spring we saw two of the greatest stars draw together in the sign of the fish, the house of the Hebrews.
Then we saw a new star that shone for one night and then vanished.
Then the two great planets met again recently, and again we saw the star. On that night we began following the star. Our journey brought us here.
Well, you three then have seen a star that even my astrologers have not found. What exactly do you think this star means? Who do you expect to find beneath this star?
A newborn baby.
A baby? An innocent, defenseless baby? Do you know where this child is?
That we cannot say for sure.
Where is this child?
Your most august excellence, the babe our visitors ask after can be found in the town of Bethlehem. It is written, "You, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not by any means the least among the rulers of Judah, for from you will come a leader who will guide my people, Israel."
A leader, guide the people, but I am the leader, I am the guide, I am Herod the Great. A thousand pardons, sirs. This is what you must do. Go to Bethlehem, find this child, and then return to me and tell me where he is, so that I may go and worship him too.
Well, thank you, sir. We will leave for Bethlehem immediately.
Thank you.
Alert the palace guard, have them follow them, find this child, and kill him.
Did you hear that? Herod wants to kill the baby. Oh, we have to find the baby before his soldiers find him. So let's go. We're going to walk through the countryside and see if we can find more information about this baby. We'll ask people along the way, and they can tell us what they know. And we come across a group of shepherds, and they have great news for us.
While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in bands of cloth, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for him in the inn.
Did you see them? Did you see the angels?
Yes.
And the light that filled the sky. There were millions of angels right here.
Quiet, David. You don't know what it was that we saw. It could have been a dream. It could have been a trick. You don't know for sure.
Moments ago, just moments ago, the sky split open like a tent right above us, and it was filled with light, brighter than day, brighter than the sun.
It was the angels.
And the singing. There was like nothing that I've ever heard. There must have been hundreds of voices, but I thought it was the day of judgment.
Is that why you looked away?
We all looked away. Yeah. We were all afraid. But then an angel told us not to be afraid. She told us the good news. The King, the Messiah, the one we've waited for, he has come. He was born in Bethlehem today.
But how do we know? How can we say that it wasn't a trick? We can't know for sure.
Well, we'll know soon. The others have gone to Bethlehem to find the manger and the babe, as the angel told us. They will return to tell us.
And that is the star that we've been watching. That one right over there. It is over Bethlehem. It could be the one.
As we enter Bethlehem, it's really crowded. All of these people have arrived here in Bethlehem to register for the census. So let's stop at the inn and ask this innkeeper more information about the star. Do you know what? He's really rude. He shouts at me. He says, "Get out! We don't have any rooms. Get out!" And I say, "We don't want any rooms. We are looking for a babe born under a star. What do you know about this babe?" His wife tells us that just then a couple has arrived and they are seeking a place to stay, but they don't have a room at the inn. So the wife, who's very suspicious, she says, "We cannot let them go. It would be a bad omen, so let's give them a place. They can stay in the old stable out in back." May we go and look? May we go see if this is the baby born under the star? Oh, come. And we all ran to the stable, and this is what we saw.
While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in bands of cloth, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for him in the inn.
And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for him in the inn. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Behold Jesus, the Lamb of God, who taketh away the sins of the world. Glory be to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward all. Jesus, our King, is born.
We'd like to thank you for joining us for this taste of the journey to Bethlehem. This is a tradition for the last 35 years of Southminster Presbyterian Church. And we hope next year to bring it back, to bring the story to life once again. But we're glad for a moment to share the music of the season and the story. That story of the journey in searching for the Christ child, that anticipated waiting, the hope that is to come. I also want to say thank you not only to you all who watched, but to all the people who were involved in the making of this. To all the actors, the musicians, all the people behind the scenes helping with tech and costumes. When we bring this to life, the first week of December each year, there are over 100 people involved. This is part of the DNA of Southminster, and we're grateful for a chance to share a little bit with you. Maybe it's our friends and family who don't live in the Kansas City area, and now you get to see a bit of what excites this church every year. For our friends who have come, who have made this journey every year, who have brought their friends, we hope you'll share this with people. Share this along with your memories of your experiences here at Journey. We know for many people that Journey to Bethlehem is the beginning of the Advent season. So we hope that taking this time for a taste of Journey will bring back those memories of journeys of years past and of the hope of journeys yet to come. And again, we are grateful that you have shared this time with us to journey to Bethlehem as we all follow the star, seeking after the Christ child. From all of the congregation and the staff here at Southminster, we wish you a blessed Advent and a very Merry Christmas.